up, YouTube world? It's your boy Nightmare 10 once again, and I'm back with another video, this time to give you guys a little short review of the podcast between Stone Cold Steve Austin and the one and only Vince McMahon. It came on just shortly after Raw. Raw sucked. No need to talk about Raw, but that's why we're here to talk about the podcast, which was great. I enjoyed it. A couple bullet points about the podcast itself. Austin did not hide, back off of any questions, did not hide from any questions. He hit Vince with the hard ones, and Vince hit, I won't say Vince hit back in a sense, but Vince answered well. I do think I'm sure he's got, he was, I don't say if he was trained to do that, but, or coached up to do it, but I think he's just, over the years, is used to talking to the media, even though I guess that's Austin. And I think he also felt comfortable because it was Austin. But a couple bullet points about that. I already said bullet points, but I'm saying it again. A couple things about it though that I want to talk about. I won't spoil everything. I'll try not to, anyways, or I won't go into detail about it, anyways. But they talked about the streak. Vince said a lot of times that he or said that there wasn't very many people that he would have chosen or that could have stepped up to that. I disagree. Whatever. I don't want to go into that too much, but Lesnar's the guy, and then there's pros and cons about that. We've had videos, and there's videos out there, and everybody's talked about it, and so I'm not going to go too much detail on that. But you'll listen to that conversation if you listen to the podcast. But which I assume will be saved on the network. That's where I watched it, of course. The WWE Network for only $9.99 a month. Little quick plug there for them. Whatever. But yeah. So let's see. There were some name drops of TNA. If anyone cares about that, I don't. I mean, I thought it was interesting that Austin mentioned him. It was nice to be more specific, really. It was nice that that Austin would say anything about him, period. But he didn't. He basically said they weren't a competition, so I really don't know if that was a good rub or not. But hey, he mentioned them. So let's see. Vince did address Punk. He did say things. He apologized about the way he was fired. My stream kind of messed up at that little point, so I'm not exactly sure what he said in detail. It messed up in it, but he did say I only missed like a few seconds, but it might have been crucial enough to know that he apologized for something else entirely, and I missed it or something. But no, he pretty much apologized for the way it went down. He says he wants Punk back, which is not a shocker. Of course, he wants him back. He needs Punk. He needs Punk now, but he'll need Punk even more because he's not making superstars. And I may make a video later about Vince and how out of touch he is, but I'm going to try to keep this short. So you may get a more extended video about that here in the near future, or I may never see it. So we'll see if I feel in the mood to make that video later in the week or whatever. But yeah, so he talked about Punk and just how how it all went down, and well, he didn't talk about how it all went down necessarily, but he did mention it, and he didn't stray away from it. So I applaud Vince for that in that aspect. But basically, it's like, man, Punk, don't come back unless you want to come back. Please don't ever come back because Vince begs you and throws billions of dollars. Well, he won't throw billions of dollars, but throws millions of dollars at you. Okay. Anyways, like Punk will watch this video, but you never know. It's very surprising when you find out certain people watch your videos. Let's see what else. What's some major points they talked about? Well, he talked about how the biggest thing I would say is that Austin asked, why is nobody grabbing that brass ring? Why is nobody worried about stepping on someone's toes or pissing somebody off? And Vince was like, well, hopefully you won't piss nobody off. And it's like, really? Really, Vince? It's like, that was your thing? That was your comment for that? But anyways, Vince basically said the only guy that he's seen that has done that, he agreed with Austin. He said the only guy that has really done that is John Cena. And I wish at that point Austin had said something about Punk, but they hadn't talked about Punk at that point yet. So I think he was just kind of waiting until he brought that up and didn't want to bring Punk's name up then. But he kind of had mentioned Punk was a lot like him and things like that about battling the system and stuff like that, and how they don't. He doesn't really take the creative, doesn't really go with the creative just because if he doesn't like it, he just doesn't like it. Things like that. I don't know exactly what I was going there, but one thing I was going to say, he does mention, he's like, or Vince and, well, yeah, Vince is really the one that said it. There's like a really like a communication problem between the two. So he actually said Punk wasn't very good with communicating, and he said Austin wasn't that great at it either. But you know, they were able to eventually work it out. So he said never say never about them coming back. They'll come back. So I'm not worried about that. But yeah, but about the brass ring, like there's guys like Ziggler. There's guys in there that are probably like I've said before, that are content with their spot. But there are also guys out there fighting, but they keep hitting that glass ceiling, and no one will let them go any further. You know, so that's the part where I don't agree with Vince. You know that. But like I said, I'll try not to go off on that right now about Vince. Maybe for another video another time. But the podcast was great. Trying to think if there's anything huge to talk about other than that. At the end, he did say something really cool. They were about to finish, and Vince was like, well, you know, and Austin's like, well, let me get this out real quick. And Vince is like, well, I own the network. We're going to go another 15 minutes. So whatever you guys got to do. So I thought that was kind of funny. I'm sure people were running around crazy in the background. Oh my gosh, we got to fix the ending and all. But while they sat quietly and talked for another 15 minutes. But I thought that was cool. I got a pop out of that from Vince. So I thought, like I said, I thought Vince did good. I thought Austin asked the right questions. He also asked about Macho Man and would he be in the Hall of Fame. And Vince, you know, didn't even hesitate. He said absolutely. You know, Austin, of course, tried to say when, you know, try to get, you know, is it next 10 years, next year, this year, whatever. But, you know, he just said he doesn't want to set a definite time, but he did say it would absolutely happen. So I applaud Vince for answering that pretty quickly. I think that's it. I want to say that's it. About bullet points, if I forgot something, I just did. But he talked about Cesaro. With the brass ring thing, it's two. I think he talked about different talents, but Cesaro was the main one. He's like, why is it just not clicking yet? And Vince had some BS answer about not having the fans backing and blah 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 blah. Just listen to that part. It was a trip from Vince. But anyways, I don't know why Vince thought like we weren't. The problem is I tweeted this, but it's like you had him lose over and over again after he won this big. You built up this big thing for him to win at Mania, this stupid battle royal for the title, whatever the trophy crap, and it's like then you had him lose after you gave him Heyman and people didn't like, you know, just didn't resonate because he was a face and everybody just loved him and they want to cheer for him. Now they got to hate him because he's a heel and it's just whatever. Then you change his theme music and whatever, even though he's the one that got that song over, and that's why people still chant it. That's why it's my ringtone. Just saying. I like Jack Swagger, We the People, but I'm just saying that's why it's my ringtone. Cesaro, not because of Jack Swagger. Sorry, Breach. But anyways, that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. If I forgot things, oh well, I did. It happens. But I just wanted to get something out there, get it quick, and that's it. Maybe come back later with a video about Vince and how he's out of touch, because he is, and you knew it and confirmed it. Excuse me. In that podcast. So anyways, put your thoughts and comments down below. Subscribe. Please click the subscribe button and hit the like button. I can't ask you guys that enough. Spread this video around if you need to. And thank you guys for watching. I truly, truly am grateful for it. Anyways, I'm out. See you in the next video. Peace!